Hi, it's Debbie with Being Happy Stamping with Debbie. Today I have my bee earrings on, which are courtesy of my not my best friend, but one of my close friends, Anne. I hope everybody's having a nice day. It's the end of our impromptu heat wave of the spring, not summer. It's been 100 for the past couple days, and today it's only 90 degrees. So I'm sitting here in the air conditioning, and I hope everybody else is enjoying the weather wherever they are. Today we're going to do an old technique that's new to me. I never heard of it before until I was playing around on YouTube and looking at other videos, and I discovered it. It's really cool. I'm excited to show it to you, and we're going to be using the our new stamp set and our new catalog, the Daisy Garden, which I usually call these background stamps, but the stamp itself is, because the stamp takes up the entire card, and so all you have to do is stamp it, and you can stamp it for a background, which I do with like the birch or different things and put things in front of it. But where this is a daisy garden, you can actually just color the stamps and put a bow on it, and your card is done. So I hope everybody, hi Sarah, we're playing at the point. Okay, enjoy it. It's beautiful weather out there. Nice hot. I wish I was at the lake with you. Soon, another month or so. Well, I'll be there next weekend. So, anyways, the Daisy Garden stamp set is an all-over stamp set, and I'm going to be using that for my samples. But for the technique I'm going to teach you, I'm going to use the Daisy Lane, which is a smaller daisy, so that you can, and I'm using a deeper color pink. I'm using the Melon Mambo, so that you can actually see the technique before your eyes. It just is amazing. So I'm going to turn you down, and hi Caleb, and I'm glad you liked your card you got today. He liked a card last week, so I sent him one. And I'm going to turn you down so that we can get started on what I'm going to teach you today. So let me get this. Hi Denise. Just getting ready to turn everybody down, so I won't be able to see anybody unless they give me a shout out. I'll see everybody after on the replay. And when I turn you back up, I'll be able to see you. I have my air conditioner going, so hopefully that's not making too much noise. So I already have my Daisy Garden stamp set placed on the Stamparatus, and a hint is to place your stamp set under the plastic layer. I know I can't get it all in, but that's not what I'm teaching today. That's just a hint. I'm going to stamp this, and what I do is I have nothing on here. It's just the Stamparatus itself. I don't have any of the papers. I'm lining it up with the Stampin' Up mark. Lining my corner right up so I know where to place it, because it will need to be restamped. Not this one, because like I said, I'm only using the Daisy Garden to show you how pretty of a stamp it is. I'm going to stamp it in black and then I'll turn it into a card at a later point. My samples are done in the Daisy Garden, but for the camera's sake I wanted to make sure that you'd be able to see it. So I'm going to just ink up the stamp. The Stamparatus is great because you can, if you don't get your stamps all in the same spot, if you're missing ink off a little bit, you can restamp it right in the same spot. And with this technique you definitely need it. But look how beautiful that image is. And actually, if you want to leave them as daisies, all you need is to color in the centers. Let me just, before I go too far, I'm going to clean my ink off, a little squeak with my rag. So I'm just going to show you, this is one of the stamping blends, Daffodil Delight in the light. And all you have to do to make daisies is color the centers. And you can leave that right on the Stamparatus board. I'll do this one. I know I missed a few because this is not the technique I'm teaching. I just wanted to show you how pretty this stamp is. And this is Just Jade. It's a dark Just Jade. I go down the stems. And I'll take the light Just Jade and just color a leaf. Again, these are the alcoholic stampin' markers, stampin' blends. Sorry, they're not markers, they're the blends. So as you can see, it would be quick to make a card. I didn't do any shading. So this will be a pretty card that I'll finish up later with some shading and some ribbon, and I'll put it on a base of a card. But it's a really pretty stamp set. I love daisies. Daisies were in my wedding bouquet. Today was my anniversary. So I'm going to take and put this, line this up again, and I'm just holding it down with washi tape. This is the Melon Mambo. And I'm going to take my large stamp off from Daisy Garden. Just put that back in its box. And I'll leave that one underneath because it's propped up. Let me make sure this is in the camera. And then I'm just gonna put 2 different daisies on here. We don't need to have leaves or anything because it's more the daisies technique. The daisies are what I want to show you. So when you're using the Stamparatus, you place your images where you want them, and you just push them down, make sure they're face up, and then you can stamp them, and you keep stamping them in the same spot. And like if you're lined up in the card, you can stamp several cards and go through several different cards. I'm using Mary Mallow. I thought that would be a good color contrast. And see, it didn't stamp all the way there, so that would be the closest ones. Put a little more extra ink on them. Use a little bit more pressure, and the image is there. Gonna close my Mary Mallow so that I don't get covered. Well, just closing it might get it on me. And wash off my stamps. Again with the squeak. Now this technique is called bleaching. It uses actual household bleach, and you only need a few drops. I have a glass, and I'm just going to put a few drops in it. You can see. And the one thing I do want to warn you about, besides using the bleach, it's very strong, is you'll want to use a synthetic brush, not a sable brush. I used my nice sable brush, and it ate half of it. It left just a little stub. So the synthetic brush, it didn't bother. So it smells very bleachy. And now I'm just going to color my daisy in the bleach. It's very strong, and you can see how it's starting to change it. Apparently stampers have known about this technique for a long time. I do the center because I want it to be yellow when I'm finished. The air conditioner is cooling some of it down faster than other spots. I was just amazed how it just takes the color right off the card. So make sure you don't get it on your clothing. There's our phone call. Let me just grab that. leave that here. It always seems we get an interruption of a phone call when I'm filming. If I knew how to silence the phone, I would. There you go. One of my cats is walking across the table. I don't want her to come over here. And then you're going to take your Mary Mallow again, or whatever color you're using for your main color. And you're going to stamp over it again. That's why you use your Stamparatus, because then it'll bring your details back. So I just think that's amazing. When I first seen it, I just couldn't believe it. It was a little bit neater. I do have out of the line there, but I could take my Melon Mambo marker and color in the lines. I didn't worry about that on my samples. Which I will show you in a minute. I have 3 cards that I made, 3 different colors, so that you could see how it works. But I do want to just give my centers, turn them yellow. And I see I could have gone over and stamped it a little bit more. Those ones were still a little bit wet. Actually, the whole card was a little wet. You want to let it dry more, and you'd see more of the lines, like this particular petal right there. And then a few of these petals have it. But I just think that's amazing. And so that is called the bleach technique, or at least that's what I'm calling it. And I'm going to just pull it up from the background, and it smells very bleachy in here now. I'm going to turn you up so that I can show you the samples that I made over the weekend. If I can loosen this. Yes, I got it. So, push my glasses up. They always fall down. I've had them tightened at the eye doctor several times too. So this is polished pink, our new pink color. They see it. And I bleached the leaves as well, and then I colored them in the jade, but I decided on my next few samples that I did not need to bleach the leaves, because they were, it took a lot of time to do the whole bleaching, and you can see there's a lot of variation in the bleach depending on if I had just dipped the brush in the bleach. It's a little wetter, and then it got drier as I got to some of the other areas. This is Highland Heather, and I did get a couple little spots which I think added to the card, and then it made me think of, I'd like to try a card with just spritzing it with some bleach. I didn't, and you can see I tied a little bow on the bottom. I did a little green bow on this one. I was holding it. I'm not sure if you could see the green bow. I think the little green check bow looks very nice with that card. But the Highland Heather also bleached it out to white. And this next card is our Soft Succulent card, and it bleaches to yellow. That's amazing, isn't it? This is the actual card that I made this card, but this is the card that I seen and in the video I was watching, and I couldn't believe it. So I took a few cards, and I didn't want to copy hers, and I didn't, because I have a yellow little ribbon on mine, and I didn't think they needed anything else because they were just beautiful the way they are, the whole daisy garden itself. Maybe adding a butterfly to it, it would be cute, but that's about all. I would add a 3D little butterfly to one of the flowers, or a bee, because I am being happy after all. That is the name of our business with my best friend Sarah and my daughters, Being Happy Cards and Crafts. And you can find us on the internet or on YouTube. These videos are loaded up onto YouTube after I load them on Facebook. After I do my Facebook Lives, my daughter usually loads 4 or 5 of them at once. So we're a little behind getting them on there. And I'm a little behind posting my photos of the cards. I did just put some photos on because you'll find us at Be Happy Cards and Crafts on Facebook as well. We have that website as well as our other website on the internet. And the other day I did post some pictures of my most recent cards, and a card that Sarah made for Valentine's Day, for Mother's Day, that sold out at the shop that we sell our cards at, which is Revived in Londonderry, New Hampshire. It's Revived Furniture. It's on Rockingham Road. It's a wonderful home deck store. They've won Best of New Hampshire Home Deck and Furniture for 3 years, I think, now in a row. So stop by and check them out. Every time I go there, I can't come home without buying something. So I hope you enjoyed today's little demonstration, and I hope you have a great day and get out there and enjoy the sun, or stay inside and enjoy the air conditioning, which is what I'm going to do because it's a little too hot for me. I was out this morning watering my plants. Well, I didn't water them because it rained overnight, but I was checking on them. So thank you, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll answer all questions that you leave me. So thank you. Goodbye.